Every day, the man woke up and threw 50,000 punches at a sandbag. Yet no one could have guessed that this unremarkable training would take him from the weakest F rank to an S rank combat power in just 2 years. To him, a powerful flying dragon was no more than a toy. He could toss it into the atmosphere with a casual throw. But he'd spent all that time in seclusion, cultivating and never descending the mountain. His several monster-like masters had never once praised his strength, which left him convinced he was still weak. That all changed when he learned the E-rank adventurer promotion exam was about to begin. It finally gave him a chance to go down the mountain. Only then did he remember he was still an F-rank adventurer. This exam, he thought, would be the perfect way to test how far his cultivation had gotten him. When he arrived at the Adventurers Guild, the receptionist recognized him at a glance. As it turned out, they'd been colleagues 2 years earlier. Back then, she'd been shocked when he resigned to switch careers and become an adventurer. After all, this was a world where people as young as 10 took becoming an adventurer for granted, yet he hadn't made the decision until he was 30, giving up his decade-long job as a guild counter clerk. Before they knew it, 2 years had passed. She was about to ask him what he'd been up to all this time when a drunkard stumbled over to harass her. "Forget work," he slurred. "Come have a drink and have some fun with me." Seeing this, the man stepped in to smooth things over. "Why not calm down first," he said, and without thinking, he placed his hand on the drunkard's stomach. Dealing with trouble like this was old hat for him. He'd handled plenty of it back when he worked at the guild. But to his surprise, the moment he finished speaking, the drunkard suddenly passed out. A crowd of onlookers gathered, but the man just figured the drunk had had too much to drink. "Light drinking is pleasant, but heavy drinking harms the body," he said casually, which made the receptionist laugh. It was only then that she remembered she hadn't given him his exam admission ticket yet. "Good luck with the exam," she told him before he left. What he didn't know was that right after he walked out, a palm print left on the guild's floor caused a huge commotion. The floor was lined with steel plates. No one could believe who'd had the strength to leave a mark on it. Then someone recognized the unconscious drunkard. He was a former A-rank adventurer wanted for assault. No one else knew what had happened, but the receptionist had seen it clearly. She remembered the man had patted the drunkard's stomach when he'd stepped in to help. While she was piecing things together, the man had already arrived at the exam venue. The first test was for magic power level. Examinees had to place their hands on a crystal ball. The brightness of the light it emitted would reveal their amount of magic power. Glancing around, the man saw everyone present was either C rank or D rank. There wasn't even a single E rank. But when it was his turn, the crystal ball reacted like it had just let out a fart. When everyone heard his result was F-, they burst out laughing. The man silently walked away, completely unaware that the crystal ball had actually cracked behind him.